Hello, I'm Donna Walsh, Health Officer for the Florida Department of Health in Seminole County and your Healthy Seminole host. Healthy Seminole is a show dedicated to exploring a wide variety of health topics and highlighting services as well as organizations working for you in the community. Summer vacation is in full swing, and while you are already enjoying the wonderful summer months, it's important to highlight some tips to help you and your family stay safe and healthy while enjoying the outdoors, practicing recreational water activities, and even getting ready for the start of the new school year. I know, how can we start to talk about school while in summer? But it's best to be ready since the start of school will be here before you know it. Stay tuned as we speak with some guests and learn more on summer health and safety. Many families choose to visit and enjoy water parks, pools, beaches, and even lakes during the hot summer months. Fun is at the top of their list, and while they are making memories, it's important to remember to keep the kids and family safe and free of diseases. Here to talk more about water safety and drowning prevention is Nancy Norman, the Safe Kids Seminole Coordinator from the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Welcome, Nancy. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Donna. Pleased to be here with you today.
Nancy, I have a few questions for you. Tell us about the Safe Kids Seminole County Coalition.
Okay. Seminole County's coalition is made up of 26 different agencies and businesses in our community. We're a part of a nationwide, a worldwide actually, Safe Kids Worldwide organization that's been around for 30 years. There's 400 coalitions all over the country and 30 in foreign nations. And in Florida, we have 13 out of 64 counties represented. So we're fortunate to have Safe Kids Seminole County.
That's awesome. Nancy, what's your role with the coalition?
My role is, we act as the lead agency, the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Out of the 26 agencies, one agency is responsible for coordinating the entire program. So my role is more administrative to make sure that we get all of our programs out there, we keep up with what's going on in the community, what the latest research is, and then getting that information out to the community.
Great. We know that the health department as well as other agencies have partnered with you during some events, and one most recently, the Safe Kids Day in Sanford.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the event this year and some others that you host?
Sure. Safe Kids Day was our first year to have a county-wide event, and it was sponsored again by Safe Kids Worldwide. We invited basically agencies that were giving information on safety for kids and families. We weren't looking for people to come out and do jump houses and things like bounce houses. We were interested in getting safety information out. We had variations from the fire, the police. We had one of our local elementary schools had a drum line there. We had water safety, home safety, car seat safety. It was a wide gamut of programs.
That's great. You know, Nancy, we're in the middle of summer here, and there's so many families enjoying water activities. What do families need to be aware of to stay safe during the summer when they're around water?
We're surrounded by water here in Seminole County, from pools to lakes, ponds, retention ponds is another area, backyard pools, kiddie pools, you name it. Where there's water, there's a danger for kids. And the kids that we're the most concerned about are our kids 1 to 4, because those are our most vulnerable children that don't usually have swimming lessons. They haven't started swimming lessons yet, or sometimes they're not supervised properly to keep them out of that exploratory age that they're at.
So what are some of the risks, for children in that age group around water if they're unsupervised?
The biggest danger is that a child can drown in 2 minutes. And if a child is unsupervised and you're supervising them, and all of a sudden you walk away for a minute to go check the laundry, to answer a telephone at the door, a child can slip underwater, and 2 inches of water they can drown.
My goodness.
So you have to be really conscious of what's going on around them and giving them that full supervision.
Absolutely. So Nancy, how many drownings have we had in Seminole County over the years?
In the last 10 years, we've had 19, and that averages about 2 a year. 2017, we've already had 2.
Oh my goodness.
So it's early in the season. So what we're trying to do right now is give some prevention information right now to keep those numbers lower, make them go down.
Absolutely. What can parents do to prevent drownings?
One of the things parents can do, we look at barriers, first of all, in the home. If you have a swimming pool at home, since 2000, the state legislature has required that all new pools that are being built in the homes, residential areas, have to have pole areas for a fence to go up. And it's up to the family then to get the fencing around the pool. So the more barriers you have, whether it's locks on doors, the alarms that will let you know if there's a child in the backyard around the fence, that's the number one. Second, one of the biggest areas that I like that I didn't know about when I was growing up was something called a water watcher.
Okay.
And a water watcher is a badge that you can actually get yourself, or you can look it up online and get it through waterproof.com or watersmart.com, watersmartflorida.com. And what this is if I'm the water watcher, and we've got several kids in the pool or at the beach, and instead of both of us standing there watching kids, I will be the water watcher, and I might be the water watcher for the first 15 minutes. Sure. My total responsibility is watching the kids. I'm not on my phone, I'm not talking to anybody else, but I'm watching kids, and I know how many I've got and where they are. So if I get distracted to have to go answer a phone or something, I will pass it off to my next water watcher. So my next water watcher takes on that responsibility.
In closing, is there any other important messages that you would like to share with us to keep kids and families safe during the summer months?
Sure. I think that the main thing right now is for parents to become educated as well as they can on water safety and any type of injury prevention, because injuries are the number one killer of children, and they're usually preventable. So preventable injuries is what we're focusing on, and we want to give information out to the community. One of the things that you can do is you can go to safekids.org, and you'll find all the information you need on any type of safety for children, raising children. Excellent. And if you want to contact us, you can Google Safe Kids Seminole County, and you'll find some information on our page as well.
Thank you so much for joining us, Nancy.
Thank you.
One concern during the summer months is the amoeba called Naegleria fowleri, which is found in fresh water such as lakes, ponds, rivers, creeks, and hot springs. The infection it causes, called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, or PAM, is almost always fatal. The water you enter may look safe, but you don't know what could be in it. Joining us now in the field is Myrna Chamorro, who will talk to us more about PAM.
Thank you, Donna. And joining me is Mr. Steve Smelsky from the Jordan Smelsky Foundation, and he's here to share his story and prevention measures about how to avoid the infection by Naegleria fowleri. Welcome, Mr. Smelsky.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell us some more about your foundation and its goals.
Our son Jordan passed away in July of 2014, and within a couple months we decided that we wanted to make sure, or at least try to make sure, no other family went through the loss that we were suffering. So we started a foundation, and we called it the Jordan Smelsky Foundation for Amoeba Awareness. And we had three main goals that we set out to do, which was global awareness, research and different things on how to prevent or to treat Naegleria, and then training for medical professionals on how to find it quickly.
You mentioned how the foundation started. Can you share a little bit more about your story and what happened?
Yes, we usually took one nice vacation every year, and in 2014 we asked Jordan where he wanted to go, and we decided to go back to Costa Rica. We'd been there in 2011, and we stayed at some of the same resorts that we were there at before, and we only swam one day on the 9 days that we were there, and Jordan and I spent 6 hours in a hot spring that was filled with hot spring water that wasn't chlorinated. At the time we didn't know the amoeba actually lived in hot spring water, but it was in that pool, and it wet up his nose as he went down the water slide over and over again. His headache started a few days later. We came back, they got worse. He started vomiting. We took him to the emergency room, and we lost him 3 days after we got back, just 7 days and 12 hours after we swam. So at the time, we knew about the amoeba in the lakes here in Florida from some of the cases in 2007, but we'd never researched it to know it was in hot spring water.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we want to prevent other families from going through this as well. So how can someone know, that they're at risk, or what is the risk for Naegleria?
It indiscriminately attacks all ages. So Up until a few years ago, the median age was 11 and a half, and Jordan was 11 and a half when he passed away. But in recent years, it's affected teens, and globally, it affects people in the ages 20s, 30s, and 40s. So nobody knows how it gets in or why it gets in. Nobody knows if there's a defect or an autoimmune issue or we can't fight it off. We don't know why one person gets it and many people get it when they get in the water, but we do know the only way it gets in is through the nasal cavity. It goes up the nose, makes its way through the nasal cavity into the front lobe of the brain, and it normally eats bacteria, but in this case it can actually eat brain tissue. So nobody knows why it gets in, but if you're in the water and you get water up your nose, you could be at risk. When Jordan passed away, it was 99% fatal. Since then, we've had another survivor last year. There are 5 cases. 1 survived here in Orlando at Florida Hospital. And because of him, it's brought the rate down to about 97%. But I will say once again, that's just in the U.S. Globally, it's almost always fatal.
So what do parents need to know about Naegleria fowleri to keep their children safe?
It lives in the soil, and it'll live in any fresh water. Everybody was worried about temperature, but we've seen the temperatures come down. A couple years ago, there have been 2 cases in Minnesota, and the water was 73 to 75 degrees. So the CDC doesn't put a low water temperature range on it anymore, but we're doing research right now with Dr. Cabral at Virginia Commonwealth University, and we're trying to find out what is the high and the low temperature range. But if you're in fresh water and you get it up your nose, you very well could be at risk.
So what are the symptoms that families should be aware of?
When it starts out with a headache. Jordan complained of a headache for a couple days, and we treated it with Motrin, and then it progresses from there. Eventually he got to where he didn't feel good, he just laid around, and then he got a stiff neck and he started vomiting. He continued to vomit all night. We decided to take him to the emergency room the next day. They treated him for the nauseous feeling, they gave him some pain medication, and he was diagnosed with viral meningitis. It looks very much like viral meningitis or bacterial meningitis early in the infection. From there, it proceeded to hallucinations and a seizure, and then he never woke up after that.
So how can it be prevented? We don't want anyone to go through this. How can they prevent it?
We tell everybody it's not worth the risk to let your children go play in the lake and put their head under the water. If you go in the water, at least keep your head above water. We didn't know it was in hot springs, and because of the water slide, the water got up Jordan's nose. If you keep your head above water, worst case, if you're going to go in the water, I consider a nose clip, but once again, they're not 100%.
And when should people seek medical attention if they've been exposed to fresh water?
Well, parents are always told don't over-exaggerate. Maybe your child's just got the flu. This looks like the flu when it starts out, but if you've had freshwater exposure and it starts with a headache and it continues for a day or 2, I would consider seeking medical help. Make sure you tell them they've had freshwater exposure with the water up the nose.
Thank you, Mr. Smelsky, for sharing your story and for creating awareness in the community.
Oh, thank you, Myrna, for having me. Thank you very much.
Whether you are staying at home or traveling abroad, preventing mosquito bites is the best way to stay safe from mosquito-borne illnesses. Now joining us is Gloria Eby from Seminole County Mosquito Control, who is going to tell us a little more about the Mosquito Control Program and how to stay safe from mosquito-borne diseases.
Thanks, Donna, and welcome to Seminole County Mosquito Control Program, where we like to keep our citizens safe and enjoying our outdoor weather and summertime fun. So I want to take you on a quick tour of what we do. Come join me. It all starts with a phone call. Whether a resident calling us to let us know that there's a nuisance problem of mosquitoes within their area where they can't even enjoy the outdoors, or our wonderful partnership with the County Health Department advising us of a mosquito-borne illness within the area, we're here to respond.
Seminole County Mosquito Control, this is Kimberly. Can I help you?
So once we receive a call, we enter the information into our work order system where our trained mosquito control technicians come out to conduct an inspection of your property. So the first thing we do is we inspect for standing water. We're looking for mosquito larvae. There's all kinds of water sources where mosquitoes can breed. It only takes a capful. Just remember, anything in your yard you should drain or cover. As you can see, this is a tipped over garbage can. In just this little amount of water, you can see mosquito larvae already established, ready to become adults. Homeowners can also buy product at their local store that contains a larvicide that we use as well. You could place these mosquito dunks in bird baths and other features around your yard and safely and effectively treat mosquito larvae. As you can see, our mosquito control technician found a lot of larvae in a little amount of water throughout this property's home. The first thing that we did is we eliminated the source by draining the standing water and conducting source reduction. These plants are called bromeliads. They're famous for holding mosquito larvae. We recommend flushing them once a week or simply eliminating them from your landscape. So once our technician concludes the inspection, often a door hanger is left. It provides educational information and highlights areas in the property that was causing the concern. Now, we also can't forget about the mosquitoes that are in the adult form. We mentioned that these were the larval form, and we need to do additional control measures to be able to provide a comfortable environment for our citizens. Another way our program controls mosquitoes is dealing with the adults. And for that, we have to use an adulticide. We use what's called a ULV, an ultra low volume spray equipment, often called a fogger, to emit the adulticide. We also conduct backpack spraying using a larvicide that has a bacteria. Again, another environmentally sensitive product for our environment. Another critical thing that we do in our program is our surveillance and monitoring throughout the county. That includes setting out mosquito traps so we know what the population in abundance is. Here we have a BG trap. The BG trap has a lure located on the back side of it. This helps attract the mosquito inside the trap. As well, it has dry ice that emits CO2 as another attractant to the trap. Another type of trap that we use is a CDC light trap. It uses light and CO2 from dry ice to collect mosquitoes. Our mosquito control technicians set these traps weekly throughout the county and logs this information into our database. Another component of our program is our Sentinel chicken program. We have several locations located throughout Seminole County where we test the blood of these chickens that are indicators for different types of arboviruses such as West Nile and St. Louis encephalitis and Eastern equine encephalitis.
So here at my station, I ID the bugs from the BG traps or CDC traps. And then I ID them, I count them, see what mosquitoes are in each location. So depending on the trap, we get different types of mosquitoes. So like the CDC trap will have more of the swampy mosquitoes, and then from the BG traps we'll have the 80s mosquitoes, the 80 species that we're trying to collect. So when I put them on my tray, I separate them, mostly the 80s species. We'll separate male and female, and then from species from Albopictus and Egypti, and we'll send those to the lab.
Another component our program does is green pools. Green pools are unmaintained or abandoned pools that we treat on a regular basis. These often come in from code enforcement or our counterparts at Seminole County Health Department. It's important to treat these pools because they are also a breeding ground for mosquitoes that can provide infectious diseases. Remember, you can do your part by practicing drain and cover. Drain standing water in and around your home and cover using insect repellent containing DEET and wearing long sleeve and long pants to cover up your skin. We hope you learned something here at Seminole County Mosquito Control. For more information, do please visit our website. For Healthy Seminole, this is Gloria Eady.
One of 67 county health departments, the Florida Department of Health in Seminole County has the mission to promote, protect, and improve the health of all people in Florida. Today, we are having a conversation with Gigi Rivadeneira about school health and immunizations, which are some of the services provided at the health department. Gigi, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Dawn. It's a pleasure to be here today.
So Gigi, how long have you been involved in public health?
So in public health, I've served in different capacities since 2000, the year 2000, and for the Florida Department of Health in Seminole County since 2006.
Okay, wow, that's a long time, Gigi.
It is.
So what's your role at the health department?
So I am currently managing the school health program and also a teen outreach program which provides education in different aspects of life to teen youth.
Okay, nice, very nice. Gigi, what is school health? What do we mean when we say the school health program? What does that all involve?
Yes, so school health encompasses a lot of different areas that impact students' ability to learn. And from ensuring that youth are vaccinated adequately so that they avoid disease, to ensuring that they are provided first aid in the clinics at the schools. There's a wide variety of different services that are provided there in between, ensuring there's safe school environments, the physical environment of the schools, that it's safe for the students, ensuring that they have health screens to help parents know if there's any issues, that they can address them with their physicians. So screenings such as vision, hearing, scoliosis, growth and development, those are some of the services that the school health program provides.
Excellent, excellent. So the kids are enjoying the summer, but soon it'll be time again to start school. So yes, yes, and then returning to their classrooms. What do parents need to know now before school starts again?
Absolutely. So this is a great time for parents to connect with the pediatricians, their children's pediatricians or physicians, to make sure that the children are immunized, they have the adequate vaccination levels. There's booster shots that are needed, especially for youth entering 7th grade. So very important if they can connect with their physicians to make sure to schedule an appointment ahead of time, because we know the back to school rush is coming. To make sure that their children are immunized. In the state of Florida, a form called DH-680 is required prior to initial entry for students to start school. They also require for children to have a school physical within the past year, and they can also secure that through their physician.
Okay, great, great. So why are immunizations important for children? Why do they need to get these vaccines before they start school?
Very, very important. Vaccinations help keep youth safe, and especially against very severe diseases and very dangerous diseases such as measles, mumps. So it's very important that kids have the adequate vaccinations and that they're up to date. Vaccinations also not only protect the children and their families, but they protect our community. Absolutely. So the more individuals that we have vaccinated, the less incidence of these diseases we will see. And in the United States, some of these diseases are not common, but we do know what happens when we have pockets of individuals that have not been vaccinated. We see measles come up again, for example, as in recent months. So very important for us to be aware of the vaccines that we need and that our children need to stay healthy.
Absolutely, thank you. So Gigi, you mentioned that parents can take their children to their pediatricians for their vaccines and school physicals. What other resources are available to them if they haven't established a pediatrician yet?
Sure. So if children lack insurance, or if they're new to the area and they haven't established a physician yet, they're welcome to come to the Department of Health here in Seminole County or in any of the Central Florida counties. They can look up for their health department and get their required vaccinations to start school, and also get their school physical as well.
Okay. And I know every summer there seems to be events around the county to help parents prepare their children for school with the school physicals and vaccinations, but also with school supplies and so forth. So can you talk to that a little bit?
Absolutely. So in Seminole County, every year there's usually a back to school bash. So it would be great for parents to keep an eye out for that. And they do have, as you mentioned, back to school supplies, and they provide immunizations. Florida Department of Health in Seminole County is very involved in providing physicals and immunizations, and sometimes even dental services. So they can look out for that, and there's a variety of other events going on around Central Florida that parents can access those services as well.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hi, I'm Pranav Mehta, and I'm from the Florida Department of Health in Seminole County. Summer is here and the days are longer, giving families a chance to relax and enjoy the Florida sun. To maximize the benefits of the summer season, here are 10 tips for a safe and healthy summer. Number 1, stay hydrated by drinking healthier liquids such as water or iced tea. Avoid sugary drinks. It's important to drink plenty of fluids even if you don't feel thirsty. Number 2, protect your children when they are swimming. Drowning is the leading cause of death of children ages 1 to 4. Closely supervise your children when they're in or around water. And if you own a pool, ensure that a pool fence and childproof gate is always in place when the pool is not in use. Number 3, protect your skin from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays when you're outdoors. Dress in lightweight, light-colored clothing and wear a hat with a wide brim that shades your face, neck, and ears. Use a broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF or sun protection factor of at least 15 on all members older than 6 months. Cover small infants with cool, breathable clothing. Number 4, protect yourself from mosquito bites. Wear repellent on exposed skin and over your clothes when you're outdoors. Spray it onto your hands first and then apply to a child's face. Do not use insect repellent on babies younger than 2 months. Dress babies and small children in clothing that covers arms and legs. Number 5, keep up or begin an exercise program. Aerobic activity is important for keeping the heart healthy and strong. Just 20 minutes a day can improve your health and make you feel energized. Number 6, seek out and eat fresh seasonal fruits and vegetables during the summer months. Consuming foods that are light and cooling, such as fruits and salads, will nourish your body for summertime activities. Number 7, sleep well. Resist the urge to stay up later during long summer days. Instead, pay attention to good sleep hygiene by keeping the same bedtime and wake-up schedule. Number 8, if you suffer from allergies, beat the odds. Less pollen in the air means fewer allergies. Plan your outdoor activities on cooler, humid days or after a cleansing rain. Pollen counts tend to be lower then. Number 9, prevent getting sick while enjoying water activities. Do not swallow water while swimming to prevent gastrointestinal illness. And while in fresh water, keep your head above water. Hold your nose shut or use a nose clip. Do not dive and avoid stirring the sediment. If you feel sick after freshwater exposure, seek immediate medical attention. Number 10, never leave a child in a hot car. Even with the windows cracked, the temperature inside a car can reach 125 degrees in minutes. A child's body overheats 3 to 5 times faster than an adult body. To ensure you never leave a baby or child alone in a vehicle, create a reminder by leaving something you'll need, such as a cell phone or purse, next to your child. Ask your babysitter to call or text you if your child hasn't arrived on time. Those are your top 10 tips for a healthy summer. Stay safe.
Health and safety are key for a happy, injury-free summer. Always remember to supervise children at all times, drain and cover to prevent mosquito bites, and follow the recommended tips provided during the show to keep them safe. Thank you to our distinguished guests, and thank you for joining us today. For more information on the topics discussed as well as the services provided, please visit SeminoleCoHealth.com and SeminoleCountyFL.gov. I'm Donna Walsh for Healthy Seminole. See you next time.